We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it The People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. After ruling for over 40 years, supporters of President Paul Biya of Cameroon are already campaigning for the 79-year-old leader to contest for the 8th term. Court sacks Sanusi as Emir of Kano, just as state government orders demolition of Ado Bayero's palace. Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, pledges commitment to welfare of widows of fallen heroes. I am Gloria Atta. Welcome. Throughout African history, several leaders have become synonymous with longevity in political office, leaving an indelible mark on their nations and the continent as a whole. These figures have often shaped the course of their country's development, sometimes with controversial legacies. These leaders exemplify the complex intersections of power, governance, and longevity in African politics. While some have been praised for their initial contributions to nation building and development, others have faced criticism for stifling democracy and perpetuating corruption. Their stories underscore the challenges and controversies associated with prolonged political leadership in Africa, reflecting broader debates about governance and accountability on the continent. One notable example is Paul Biya of Cameroon. After serving as the president for 4 decades, supporters are urging the world's oldest leader, 91-year-old Cameroonian President Paul Biya, to run for office in the 2025 presidential election, potentially extending his more than 4-decade rule. They say Biya is the only one who can bring peace and development to the country. Even as Cameroon's senior state functionaries appointed by Biya, along with Biya's party officials, credit the long-serving leader for constructing at least 6,000 kilometers of roads, providing electricity and water to towns and villages, and building several hundred classrooms and hospitals. However, Biya has not said if he will be a candidate. Meanwhile, the Cameroon's opposition and civil society disagree that positive assessment of Biya, saying under him the Cameroon Bank and the Fund for Agricultural Development created to fund farmers' projects crumbled. The opposition also says corruption has become widespread during Biya's rule, with Transparency International ranking Cameroon as the most corrupt country in 1998 and 1999. The opposition says Biya must leave office after running Cameroon for decades. Central African country Gabon will be our next stop on next edition of this segment titled The President. The Kano state government has vowed to appeal the nullification by a federal high court of the reinstatement of Muhammad Sanusi II as the 16th emir of Kano, barely a month after he was restored to the throne by the Kano state governor, Abba Yusuf. The government, in another reaction, has ordered the demolition of the palace of Ado Bayero. We have details.
Court sacks Sanusi as Emir of Kano. This is to say that a federal high court in Kano on Thursday nullified the Kano Emirate Council Law 2024 that scrapped 4 of the 5 emirate councils of the state last month and removed all the 5 emirs, including Aminu Ado Bayero of Kano. Governor Abba Yusuf on May 23 signed the bill that repealed the State Emirate Council Law 2019. The Kano State House of Assembly had earlier on the same day passed the bill that also dissolved the 4 emirates created by former Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. Yusuf immediately reinstated Sanusi the following day as the sole emir of Kano State, but the title holder in Kano Emirate, Aminu Daragudi, challenged the government's decision at the Federal High Court. In about an hour ruling, the judge ruled that the appointment of Mr. Sanusi as Kano Emir was null and void, as the government failed to obey the court order restraining it from taking further actions on the new Emirate Council law. The judge described Governor Yusuf's speech during the presentation of the reappointment letter to Mr. Sanusi as a road to anarchy, saying that if a court order cannot be respected, despite evidence of service, then the government was heading to the explosive side. Meanwhile, Kano state government has insisted that the 16th Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi, remains the Emir following Thursday's ruling of the court. This is just as the government ordered the State Commissioner of Police to remove the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, from the Gida Nasarawa mini palace for demolition of building. The state's Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Haruna Isedederi, accompanied by the Secretary to the State Government, Bafa Bichi, gave the order while addressing newsmen at the government house. The Deri said Bayero should be removed from the government property where he is trespassing, as government has already concluded arrangements for the general reconstruction and renovation of the property, including the demolition and reconstruction of the dilapidated wall fence with immediate effect. What Clearview is therefore saying in essence is that the Kano state government has ordered the demolition of the palace of the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. We'll keep you posted for subsequent stories.
Now, in an effort to create 2.5 million jobs annually for the teeming unemployed youths and women in Nigeria, the Ministry of Labor and Employment, in conjunction with the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Technical, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Education, have this Friday signed a Memorandum of Understanding on youth training, skill acquisition, job creation and social welfare. In her remarks, the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejocha, said the signing of the memorandum is a pointer to the actualization of the federal government's commitment towards the realization of the President Tinubu's 8-point agenda on job creation.
Our collaboration under the Labor, Employment and Empowerment Program LEAP is not just a strategic alliance, but a concerted effort to address the pressing challenges of unemployment and underemployment in our country. Through this MOU, we are having a strong foundation for the creation of 2.5 million jobs annually, focusing on vocational, technical and entrepreneurial skills that are critical for the economic development and growth of Nigerian youth and women. The ministry is dedicated to providing the necessary assets and infrastructure to support the training and certification of participants in this program. We recognize the importance of a skilled workforce in driving innovation, productivity, and competitiveness in the global market. With the support and expertise of the Office of the Senior Special Assistant, we are confident in our ability to achieve these ambitious goals.
In protocol, I am here today to thank the Honorable Minister of State for Labour for this collaboration of us signing an MOU, which will be working together on the LEAP program, which is the Labour Employment and Empowerment Program, which is to create over 2.5 million jobs. The collaboration stems from us training people, especially in technical, vocational, and entrepreneurship skills. The part in which my office will be playing more is more on the mapping, where we will go to different states to find out what skills are necessary in the state, so we match supply against demand to make sure that what we'll be training them in the states are the skills they actually need and that are profitable. We'll also be working a lot with certification, which is making sure we put together a curriculum together to certify and making sure that the curriculum fits with the same curriculum as MBTE. In my office, there's also, we really look forward to this collaboration, and we know this collaboration is going to create the jobs, as the mandate has said, and it's also going to make sure that most of our Nigerian youth are skilled. At the moment, it's 15% for highly skilled in Nigeria. We want to move that to 50%.
The Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, has reassured widows of fallen military personnel of its continued support and commitment to their welfare and that of their children in the face of current economic hardship, abuse, discrimination, poverty, and other forms of social degradation. President of the association, Ogogo Musa, gave the assurance at an event to mark the 2024 International Women's Day celebration in Abuja. She stressed the need for all stakeholders and partners to take proactive steps towards creating an enabling environment where widows are neither marginalized or stigmatized.
Across the world, widowhood comes with a number of challenges which often leave widows without support, unseen, marginalized, and victimized across different strata of the society. According to the United Nations, there are more than 258 million widows around the world, with Nigeria being home to about 15 million of them. Reports also show that these women have the potential of contributing immensely to the economy, but unfortunately, they never get to unlock them due to religious and socio-cultural factors in their various societies. The continuing plight of widows globally has been identified as a threat to the realization of the Millennium Development Goals No. 1, 3, and 8, which seek to end poverty, promote gender equality, and engender global partnership, which indeed is a situation still begging for comprehensive interventions. Speaking at a time out with widows of fallen military personnel to mark the 2024 International Widows' Day celebration, the President, Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, Ogogo Musa, called for support from members of the public and relevant stakeholders to help alleviate the plight of widows across the country, to enable them unlock their potentials and contribute to nation building.
We recognize that your journey is not easy, that there are days when the darkness feels overwhelming, but we want to remind you that you are not alone. You have each other, you have your loved ones, and you have a global community, such as DPOA, that stands with you in solidarity. And I will also like to add that you have me.
Other stakeholders at the event stressed on the need to protect the mental health of widows, develop resources, and create empowerment opportunities to enable them and their children live comfortably in the society.
Be grateful. Focus on being grateful, because looking at every situation that happens, there is always a positive and a negative aspect of it. Why do we concentrate more on the negative aspect of situations? Let us look out for the positive and be grateful.
Women, I'm here to let you know that one of the ways that businesses, you can be financially empowered, is to be in a support system of similar interests. And that can be achieved through cooperative society. Imagine putting 2 women together, 10 women together, women that have natural propensity for production. Put them together, do you know what they can do? They can pull down a nation.
Ladies in the house, don't undermine what God has given you. Put your mind on the strength that God has given you.
The United Nations International Widows' Day is observed annually on 23rd June to draw attention to the voices and experiences of widows and to galvanize the unique support that they need. The theme of this year is accelerating the achievement of gender equality. Highlights of the event was a free medical checkup and screening exercise for women and cultural dance presentations.
And in sports, Nigeria has fallen to the 38th position in the latest FIFA rankings released on Thursday. The Super Eagles now have 1,498.93 points, a decrease from their previous 1,520.27 points.
Recall, Nigeria lost to Benin Republic for the first time and had before then drawn South Africa all games in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers for Africa, leaving their hopes of reaching the competition hanging in the balance. In FIFA's latest ranking released on Thursday, the Super Eagles are now 5th in Africa, falling 2 steps behind on the continental pecking order. A sports analyst, Kodafoke Senakbo, who reacted to the latest FIFA rankings at Clearview News Studio, said Super Eagles dropped as a result of the Eagles' poor World Cup qualification.
The reasons are obvious. Those are our draws against Lesotho, Zimbabwe and South Africa, and our recent loss against Benin Republic. And in FIFA rankings, it is calculated with the amount of teams you play with in a FIFA organized event. It is FIFA that organizes those matches for you. That's how they calculate FIFA rankings and coefficients. That's how they minus it.
Do you think the Super Eagles dropping has anything to do with the recent resignation of Finidi George?
You cannot defend the coach for the team's shambolic performance, because it is the coach that is the head of the team. So the coach takes the weight of any performance the team has. So Finidi is responsible for the latest FIFA ranking drop, and because he did not coach his team to the expected performance, so they did not have the results that was deemed fit to be ranked high.
Senakbon speaks on the implications of Eagles dropping and way forward for the Super Eagles.
FIFA ranking necessarily does not have a negative implication, but FIFA ranking, the way it works, it is for the team to know their performance in the recent matches. So it does not affect the team morale or anything. But most times, it's good for you to have a good FIFA ranking, so at least the team spirits are up and high. So it does not affect the team in any way. It just drops that this is your performance for the recent 2 months, recent 3 months. I think the way forward is for the Super Eagles to hire a capable technical advisor and a coach that knows his technicalities, and that is a very good coach, a very prominent one if they can. Because we need a very sound coach for the Super Eagles. We have all the stars and talents. We just need somebody to coordinate the team. That's what's missing. We have the ingredients to cook the soup.
It may interest you to know that Morocco has moved up 1 place as the best team in Africa, placing 12th globally. They are followed by Senegal, Egypt, and Cote d'Ivoire in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively on the continental rankings. Argentina, France, Belgium, Brazil, and England in that order occupy the first 5 positions globally. With the latest FIFA rankings, experts say Nigeria's Super Eagles are at the risk of missing the next World Cup. Imefon Okun reporting for Clearview News.
If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Welcome back. Thank God it's Friday, and now for latest happenings in the entertainment scene, let's join Eunice Ella Eze.
Hello, entertainment lovers. Welcome to another interesting time on the entertainment trends. Your one-stop shop for the latest, the hottest trending stories from the Nigerian entertainment scene. I remain your host, Eunice Elaeze, and on today's edition of the show, I will be taking you on the ride through some of the most trending stories on social media this week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so story one to start off the show. We begin with this story right here. Now, popular Afrobeat singer Rema never seemed to be coming down. The guy is still hot as ever. Singer Rema's hit song Calm Down has made history, becoming the first African song to earn 1 billion on-demand streams in the United States. Can you beat that, guys? So while the Afrobeat powerhouse Rema was dazzling at the Louis Vuitton's men's spring-summer show during the Fashion Week in Paris, his global hit Calm Down was also plucking trophies at the 2024 ASCAP London Music Awards. The song was released 11th February 2022 from his debut studio album, Rave and Roses. Now, the song Calm Down snagged the coveted Song of the Year and Top Streaming Song Awards. Wow. We say a big congratulations to the amazing, super talented Rema. So next on entertainment trends is the Wahala Master himself. Well, now, he never seizes an opportunity to be on the news, if you ask me. And of course, you know who I'm talking about. Yes, guys, it's Portable at it again. Now, you can never shut him down, no matter what. And that's one thing I like about Portable. He will always speak up. Now, this is about Portable and Davido. And the Zen Nation boss have accused Davido, aka OBO, for using him to trend on social media, guys, without giving him money. In his words, wahala, wahala, wahala. I hope I got that right though, guys. Portable claimed that Davido was supposed to feature him when he hosted him at a dinner in Atlanta. Now in United States, the street hop singer made this known in a video he recorded in which he expressed his displeasure with Davido's actions. He opined that he is a superstar and that Davido ought to have paid him $10,000 for the shots. In his words, guys, he said, "Davido ripped me. You invited me out for dinner. You posted me, but you didn't give me a verse. You didn't give me money. You just used me to trend." Wow, guys. Could this be true or just a mere accusation? Okay, now let's just leave it at that. Okay, guys, so the social media has been bubbling hot after the colorful 2024 Ojudo Oba Festival. I don't know if you watched that, but that festival blew my mind away. Now in Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, well, for those of you who don't know what Ojudo Oba Festival is, Ojudo Oba, otherwise known as King's Four Court, is an ancient festival celebrated by the Yoruba people of Ijebu-Ode, a major town in Ogun State, southwestern Nigeria, to showcase the uniqueness of their rich cultural heritage. Amid all the glitz and glam of the festival, Clevie was able to capture the center of attraction, who happens to be the face of this year's celebration. Yes, guys. Now, amid all the influential attendees, Farouk seemed to have caught the attention of many, especially the young female folks, well, like me. The face of the 2024 Ojude Oba, whose impeccable style and magnetic presence started a craze on the internet, swept the ladies off their feet. Well, it will interest you to know that Farouk Urielba is a finance tycoon and a former member of the Derivative Product Advisory Committee of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. You heard me, guys, with over 2 decades of experience in finance. So guys, that is it for this edition of the Entertainment Trends, where we cover the hottest stories in the Nigerian entertainment. Remember to join us for more updates and trending stories next time. But remember, the conversation continues on our social media handles displayed on your screen. From me, it's bye for now, and remember to always stay fabulous and keep it trending, guys. Bye.
And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
It was shocking to Clearview News Desk that supporters in Cameroon are urging the world's oldest leader, 91-year-old President Paul Biya, to run for office in the 2025 presidential election, potentially extending his more than 4-decade rule. They say Biya is the only one who can bring peace and development to the country, but the opposition says Biya must leave office after running Cameroon for decades. Hundreds of people have been calling on Biya to accept the nomination of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement in the 2025 presidential election. Biya has been president of Cameroon since 1982. A federal high court in Kano on Thursday nullified the reinstatement of Muhammad Sanusi as the 16th Emir of Kano, barely a month after he was restored to the throne by the Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf. The court also nullified all actions taken after the controversial reinstatement. However, the Kano State government has vowed to appeal the judgment. Widows of fallen military personnel can now heave a sigh of relief as the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, has reassured them of its continued support and commitment to their welfare and that of their children in the face of current economic hardship, abuse, discrimination, poverty, and other forms of social degradation. President of the association, Ogogo Musa, gave the assurance at an event to mark the 2024 International Women's Day celebration in Abuja.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.
We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station, MITV, on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it the People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.